should have stayed gone. The missing persons report with my face haunted me more than any ghost ever could. For 3 weeks, I lived like a fugitive in my own life. I changed my phone number, stayed with friends, avoided anything with my real name attached to it, but the photographs kept appearing. In my mailbox, slipped under my apartment door, tucked into my car's windshield wipers. Each one showed me going about my day, and each one bore that blood-red signature, Torres. The police were useless. Probably just a prank, they said. Even though I was officially listed as missing, even though no one seemed to remember filing that report. The detective I spoke with looked at me with glazed eyes and said, "You're standing right here. How can you be missing?" Then he forgot our conversation entirely by the next day. That's when I realized Marcus's collection wasn't just photographs. It was something far worse. I had to go back to the house. The journal, I'd left it in my jacket pocket that night. I ran and later found it gone. Someone, or something, wanted me to understand what was happening. The chest had reappeared in the basement, exactly where I'd found it. But this time, when I opened it, there was something new inside. A second journal, older than the first. The handwriting was similar to Marcus's, but more archaic. The ink faded brown with age. The first entry was dated 1889. The covenant passes to me now, as it passed to my father and his father before him. The Torres name must be fed. 17 souls collected. Only 3 more needed before the transference. My hand shook as I flipped through the pages. Different handwriting styles, different decades, but always the same surname signing off. Torres. The journal documented a legacy of disappearances spanning over 130 years, each keeper of the collection adding their victims until they reached 20 souls. Then came the transference. I found photographs tucked between the pages, old daguerreotypes and tintypes, showing men who could have been Marcus's twin. Same intense eyes, same angular face. But the photos were dated 1891, 1924, 1958, each marking a 20-year cycle. Marcus hadn't been collecting people. He'd been collecting bodies, vessels for something that had been wearing the Torres name like a suit for over a century. A sound behind me made me spin around. Standing at the bottom of the basement stairs was Marcus, or what used to be Marcus. His funeral suit hung loosely on his frame and his skin had taken on a waxy gray pallor. But his eyes, those eyes were fully alert and gleaming with an intelligence that seemed ancient. "You found the second journal?" His voice was wrong, layered, as if multiple people were speaking through his throat at once. "Good, you need to understand what you're inheriting. Stay away from me." I grabbed the nearest object, an old pipe hand, held it like a weapon. Marcus, the thing-wearing Marcus, smiled. "You misunderstand, Michael. This isn't a curse. It's a gift. The Torres bloodline has survived for centuries because of the covenant. Power, knowledge, immortality. All we require is 20 souls every 20 years. 1 new vessel when the current body wears out. You're insane, am I?" He stepped closer, and I noticed his shadow didn't match his movements. I've lived through the Civil War, 2 world wars, the birth of the modern age. I've been 12 different men, all named Torres, all continuing the family legacy. And now, Michael, it's your turn. That's when I understood. The missing persons report, photographs appearing everywhere. He wasn't just collecting me, he was preparing me. Breaking down my sense of reality, isolating me from anyone who might believe my story, making me doubt my own existence. "I only have 19 souls," Marcus continued, his voice almost gentle. "You'll be the 20th, and then I'll have your young body for the next cycle. Your friends, your coworkers, the police, they already see you as missing. They already think you're gone. The transference will simply make it official." The pipe felt useless in my hands. "What happens to me, to the real me? You'll be part of the collection, Michael. Every soul I've taken lives inside me, whispering their memories, sharing their experiences. You'll be immortal in your own way. And in 20 years, when this body fails, I'll choose another Torres. Perhaps your cousin's son. Perhaps that nephew who just turned 18, family tree always provides. He was only feet away now, and I could smell that metallic scent I remembered from the chest, the smell of all those stolen lives. "The beauty of it," Marcus whispered, "is that there have always been enough of us." My great-great-grandfather started the covenant in 1857. Every generation thinks they're the first to discover the collection. Every vessel believes they can break the cycle. But the Torres name demands continuation, and blood always answers to blood. I looked down at the second journal in my hands and saw new pages I hadn't noticed before. My own handwriting filled them, though I didn't remember writing a single word. Jonathan Williams, 31, last seen at his office. Acquired photo yesterday. He'll be the 21st. My hands. My writing. But not my words. It's already begun, Marcus said with something like paternal pride. The moment you touched the first journal, you became part of the covenant. The photographs you thought you were receiving, you were taking them, Michael. Walking through the city in your sleep, finding the next souls to collect, the Torres in you is waking up. I dropped the journal and ran. But even as I burst out of that basement, I knew the truth. The last 3 weeks weren't memories of running away. They were memories of hunting. The friends I'd stayed with, I couldn't remember their faces anymore. The detective I'd spoken to, had there even been a detective? When I reached my car, there was a camera on the passenger seat that I didn't own. In the back seat were dozens of new photographs, each one marked with that crimson signature and handwriting that had become disturbingly familiar. My handwriting. That was 6 months ago. I've stopped fighting it now. The collection is complete. 20 souls gathered, just as the covenant requires. And yesterday, I met my cousin's son, bright-eyed and trusting. He'll be cleaning out my house someday soon, I think. These bodies never last as long as we hope. But the Torres legacy, that's forever. After all, every family needs traditions. Ours just happens to demand blood, darkness, and the slow death of everything that makes us human. And the beautiful thing is, we never run out of relatives. If your last name is Torres, and you're reading this somehow, someday check your basement. The chest is always waiting. So am I. We all are.